Hey guys, what's up? Sebastian Castillo. It's a nice Sunday morning and I'm taking a look around for a shop that has mangoes in stock, because the one that I usually go to for the last couple of days, they've been fresh out. So I'm just wandering around the village trying to find one. While I'm at it, I figured I'd let these noisy cars pass by. I figured I would take a video and just talk about what's been on my mind. So, personally, I haven't gotten a lot of flack about moving here to Mexico, especially during these times. You know what I mean by that. But I know there are a lot of people out there who criticize and point fingers and say that it's kind of coping, or that it's running away from problems, and that it really doesn't solve things, but I beg to differ. So I've been here now for 8 months, and in case you don't know yet, the reason I can stay here without any time limit is because I'm actually a dual citizen. I wasn't born here, nor was I raised here, so I'm kind of a stranger, even though legally I have the same rights as anyone else here. And I don't want to drag this on too much, I think I found one, but basically, man, when you decide to do something different, people are going to criticize you no matter what. And it's been happening to me like all my life. So just do it, right? It doesn't really matter. Like coming down here, I knew there were some concrete reasons why I wanted to come. Firstly, it was because the cost of living is so much lower. Okay, I can have a very decent quality of life here for paying not too much compared to what I would be paying in Canada. And on top of that, I get to live on my own. I found a shop, so I'm just gonna finish up this video here. Like the place I live in, I'm renting a house, a townhouse, with 2 bedrooms for about $225 US a month. And there are no problems with it. In fact, it's in a gated community. So the security aspect is taken care of. It has air conditioning, which, thank God for that. The water works, everything. And the internet is also lightning fast. It's about 40 megabytes per second. Although depending on where you are, that might not be very fast at all. But I know that there are people who criticize people like myself, and they say that, yeah, you just moved there because you couldn't succeed in your home country, or because you wanted to take advantage of people in the village or whatever like that. I'm thinking, you have to ignore these kinds of people, because if they haven't even done what you have done, if they haven't been in your shoes, then they can't really make a judgment. They don't know, right? They haven't had to deal with the same level of uncertainty as you. That's something else that has taught me a lot by living here, is that people back home, I'm from Vancouver, Canada, they love their routines. They love everything kind of staying the same and not having to deal with any curveballs, anything that comes out as a surprise. Right? Over here, I've had to really think on my feet loads of times, especially when it comes to money. People are used to their salaries. People are used to getting paid their comfortable same amount every single 2 weeks, every single month. And it really makes them complacent and lazy in a lot of ways. And of course, it depends on the person, but that's what I see a lot of the time. And in contrast, being over here, I didn't even get or have a stable job until about a couple of weeks ago. And that was by choice too. And what I have right now, it doesn't really pay that much, but as long as it takes care of the main bills, then all my other income can come from freelancing and from growing my business. Anyways, I'm really craving my mango, so I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. Look, if you're on the fence about moving somewhere, or if you've already done it and you're getting flack from people, from friends, from family, just ignore it. Just ignore it. Obviously use your own judgment, because sometimes the opinions of these people, it can be valid and they can be well-meaning, but at the end of the day, you have to make those decisions for yourself, and you have to evaluate whether the risks that you're taking are actually worth it. Like for me, it's totally worth it because, like I said, cost of living is lower. Something that's very important is that I can be independent here. Back home, I could be independent, but I would not get to enjoy the same quality of life. Not at all. Based on the kind of money that I'm making, and based on the amount of time that I would be willing to dedicate to some kind of full-time gig or whatever. And you also have to consider that it's a lot freer here. You know, people don't believe me when I tell them that Canada is going down the drain very, very fast. Obviously, I'm not on the ground. I haven't been there in a couple of months, so I can't tell you exactly how things are, but based on what I hear, based on what I read, and I know I'll be the first person to tell you that you can't believe everything you read in the news, but it's just not looking good. It's really just not looking good. People are just so complacent over there. People are they're so ready and willing to bend over backwards while they allow selected officials to dictate every single aspect of their lives. Because, like I said earlier, they can't handle uncertainty. If you've ever watched the movie Bug's Life, then perhaps you'll remember one of the opening scenes where there's a line of ants and they're rallying to make sure that the food supply is ready for when Hopper, the antagonist grasshopper and leader of this enemy group, waiting for them to come and claim this stockpile of food that the ants are willingly preparing for them. And during this scene, in the line, one of the ants sees a leaf settle right in front of him. And they freak out. They say, "Oh my God, a leaf, a leaf." Right? And everyone starts freaking out. They don't know what to do. And then there needs to be this entire procedure where, I forget which one it was, but one of the ants with authority steps in and says, "Okay, what we're gonna do is step around the leaf," and they all need to be told to do this, right? That's how I see a lot of people back home, and I know it's not a very flattering picture, I know it's derogatory, but unfortunately that's just, and a lot of people wouldn't ever admit to being at that level of thinking, but that's where they are. They're ants, and they need to be told to step around the leaf. Don't be like that.